Well, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for your invitation to be here with you. I have just landed. I have been talking with the pilot in order to say, please let it go fast because I'm on time. After that, I have to go through an antigen test because tomorrow morning I have to move to France. And here I am with you. It is a big pleasure. And well, I try to answer your questions because, first of all, we are more or less with the same age, a little bit worse than you, but more or less with the same age. And we have the same concepts, and we have the same goals, and we have the same possibilities of seeing the future. But I have a little bit more experience. That is not bad, and you will get with time. Two important things. First of all, you have talked about, you have two main topics in your future, for the future of Europe, and in your event, that's Open Academy and Young Entrepreneurs Network. Both of them are so important for the future, not your future, for the future of Europe. And my point of view is that it's absolutely essential to improve the quality of training and to improve the employment of young people like you. And in this case, Open Academy and Young Entrepreneur Networks have two different point of views, but they are both focused on when we want to arrive. Open Academy, I think the evolution, the internet has come to change everything, the evolution of education, the evolution of training. And in this case, with digital providers and that, we have the possibility to give more, in fact, possibilities as well to people that they don't have the possibility again of going to have the best training because of economical situations, because of geographical situations, because of technological situation, and they have different difficulties to access to conventional education. And now, in this case, you have the possibility of going through and give their more emphasis to the future. And the second one, the EU Young Entrepreneurs Network. We have in Europe the challenge of how to encourage people in order to become a new entrepreneur. But we have more possibilities than that. And maybe, if this is my experience, when I was younger than I am, somebody told me, you don't have, or I saw that when you are young, you have zero possibilities or have zero tolerance to failure, because it is supposed that you have to be the best at the first time, whatever thing you had to do in your life. And in Europe, but especially in Spain, when you fall down once, nobody trusts you because they say, well, you have fallen down, you are not so good. This is a kind of culture that we have in Spain and in some regions, in some countries in Europe. But it's just the opposite of what we see, for example, in USA. For me, USA is a big example of what entrepreneur and possibilities of future is. It is said that in USA, you have at least seven opportunities to fall down in order to arrive to your goal. And this is the case, for example, when you go to a bank in order to have some finance, in order to invest on you because you have a project, the bank, when you arrive the first time, they told you the finance or your angel business. They told you, well, what about your project? Is this the first time, the second one? How many times have you tried to arrive to the success? Oh no, this is my first time. In Spain, they will tell you at the first time, well, you had to come back again in the future. In USA, is this the first time? Well, they trust you, but not so much. You have fall down once, twice, three times. They're telling you in the fourth time, fourth time, they're telling you, wow, I appreciate more than before, but you had more experience, you had more knowledge, you know where you won't fall down. And this is so important. And for me, this is one of the key points that we have to change our mind here in Europe in order to help people, because young people, of course, entrepreneur people, because it is so difficult. There are some of them that some of you that will get at the first time, but it's not usual to get your goal and to be success at the first time. Then we had to provide young people in order to, no problem, you fall down because you have more possibilities, you have more opportunities, you have your back very well ward in order to do more things in the future. And the second answer, maybe the first question had been much longer than I wanted, but for me, it's important that you have to trust yourself. And no matter if you fall down the first time, even twice, even 3 times, no problem. The main important thing is to continue to trust on you, and you get it finally, because you have more experience, you have more knowledge, you have more things to do and less to do in the future, because you know what you have to do. And what I have been doing during this period as an MEP here, well, it's so polite, it's so very beautiful to say, helping people and to say, getting the life of people better inside the parliament. Yes, it's so polite answer, but what I have been doing, working so hard from the first time, the first minutes until today. And with these difficult circumstances, I have been focused, sadly, but it has been one of my goals in the corona crisis situation with the pandemic. As you said, I am in the Trans Commission. I am the spokesman from Transport and Tourism in Renew Europe, in our all liberal group, our beloved liberal group. And for me, it was a very important thing to avoid the borders that immediately appear when the coronavirus appears, well, because suddenly all the member states decided to close borders with their neighbors because they were so afraid about what will happen in their countries. And this was on one of my goals and my focus, to avoid the borders and try to open it in order to homogenize and to establish protocols and normal and common criteria in the whole Europe. Because two of the sectors who has been hit from the first moment until today has been, of course, transport. You know, the aviation sector was absolutely closed. Everything was closed. And of course, tourism is absolutely involved with that, with the transport sector. Then both of them was absolutely hit by the corona. And in words of Ursula von der Leyen, he said the two sector who has been more damaged has been tourism and transport. And in the moment I saw, I am pharmacist as well, I saw that the corona, the vaccine was in the research with good evolution. I thought, no, what we had to do is to do something, to prepare something in order that in the moment the vaccine is on, we had to give possibilities to people to move. And this is so important thing. It's a key point to give mobility to people. We have in the European institution, you know, we have 3 important things. This is in the movement of people, movement of goods, and movement of capital, of money. We stopped the movement of people. It was so important. Then from the Transport and Tourism Committee as well, by myself, I proposed to the group, to Renew Europe and the whole parliament in the committee, to create something that would allow us to move. And this was finally the European certificate, the European certificate for the vaccination, the COVID-19. This was started in December, and 7 months later, we have this goal in our hands. We were success in we get it because it was passed through in the parliament, and fortunately for us, but not as good as I wanted to be, because some of the member states has decided to put some restrictions in the future because they have these competences. But finally, we get this European certificate of vaccination, COVID-19, since the 1st of July, 4 days ago. And we have all in our mobiles, and we had this possibility. This so briefly, as precise as I can. So sorry, because I have takes much time of you as I would like, or maybe you would like, but it's more or less the two answers to these two questions. You said the future of Europe. Who is the future of Europe? Who has to create the future of Europe? The old people? Not at all. We have to give you the opportunity to manage the future. I've been here in my previous responsibilities in policy or in politics. I have heard too many times people, or how to say, I had to put on the socks, on the shoes on people because they would like to know, they would like to do. No. Don't go on that. Let them to decide. Let's hear them. Let's see what they want to do, because I will never be in your mind, because I am a different person than all of you. And then I don't need to go directly to how you are thinking. No, I have to ask you, what do you think about? Because if we don't do that in that way, we have absolutely unchanged possibilities for doing as best as we should do. Then the future of Europe is in your hands. It's absolutely. And we in the European Parliament as well, in the Commission, and in all of these so polite, big, important institutions, what we had to do is to ask you and write down all your answer and try to be very close to you in order to do this work in the future together. This is a very beautiful work. The future of Europe, yes, but we had to give them we had to give all the possibilities to I don't know. I was trying to search the word in English. You have to you have the bag, and you got to put everything inside it. And it is our responsibility to trust in you and to give you as much as possibilities as you can in training, in education, in digital sector and digital area. You know much more than us. You know much more than us, and you have to be yes, a part of a chain that we are building. No, you are the main important part of the chain, because the future is Europe are yours, and you are so young, 20, 30 years old, so young, and the future is Europe is absolutely in your hand. I am a little bit older, not so much, just a little bit, but my responsibility is that we have to do as a partnership. As a politics, where I was president or senator on that, I always try, and it is a moment I trust in something that is the collaboration, the partnership between private and public sector. Now is time for another kind of partnership. This is young and not too young people. And if we do together, it will be absolutely key point for us to do it together. Then trust you, because I trust on you, and you had to convince more politics, more MEPs, and more so important and relevant people in order to take care of you, in order to take profit of you, and to work together in not a word that said, a sentence that is said, the future of Europe. No, it's the future, our future in Europe.